Hey guys, well, it's been a while since I made a YouTube video, and my setup is a little different. I'm traveling, I moved kind of temporarily, dog sitting. I wanted to talk about some stuff that I've been learning while I'm studying back-end development. So I'm using boot.dev. I'll put my link in the description, I guess. I have a link that you could use, and then I'll get some. I don't know. You can look at my profile, I guess. And then I've also been doing some AI courses. Not extensively. I'm having more fun doing boot.dev, but I'm learning a lot. So I just wanted to talk about, share some things. I used a little Excalibur thing to come up with some ideas. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of walk through some of the stuff that I've been thinking about. And yeah, here we go. Um, so one thing I've noticed is like when I originally got into the industry, I wanted to learn everything. Like every technology that I could, every programming language I could, every like JavaScript framework. And this is something that started sticking out to me quite recently. And people tell you this, but I didn't really understand it. Learning languages, hold on, is infinitely easier once you have used one extensively. And for reference, for the sake of clarity, one, not two, not three, just one. Use one, get good at it. Things get a lot easier after that. And man, I've been thinking about this a lot because I've used TypeScript and JavaScript basically my whole career doing front-end development. Now I'm not a little um now that I'm going and doing back-end development with boot.dev, understanding some of the more intricate parts of Python, it's really been interesting because learning JavaScript first, then kind of TypeScript, and they're kind of one weird mishmash. With Python, after having learned JavaScript and TypeScript, I get Python. There are some decisions that make more sense than the first time I tried to learn Python. Now that I've had more experience down the road, I have several jobs under my belt, have worked in multiple environments. Now it really makes sense. Like, just if you're just starting, get that one language down first. Everything looks fun, but if you could stick to the one thing, it'll pay off because then you'll start to actually understand why other programming languages are the way they are. It's kind of one of those things you just kind of have to trust and wait and see. But next thing is that I've really started noticing is AI is taking over the industry at scale. There will be use cases for even the simplest versions of AI, but what I'm talking about is building big, large scale systems with artificial intelligence. And I feel like, and this is my gut instinct, but when I was first trying to get into the industry as a software engineer doing front end development, it was like if you could just develop like a to-do app, you had a fighting chance at getting into the company. Now, you're not getting $100,000 job at Google or Meta, but you might get a shot at working at a smaller firm or a smaller company that just needs people to get code out there and get stuff working because they have customers requesting features. This type of opportunity, if you have any engineering experience whatsoever, if you understand artificial intelligence and how to build artificial intelligence systems, there's an opportunity here. If you can get certified, if you can build practical projects, build content the way I'm doing it right now, and just show off products. I plan on doing this in the future. If you can do those things, you might have a fighting chance to get a job in this industry. So that's another thing I've been thinking about. And this is one, I think this is probably the most important of all of the things that I'm talking about today. you need to be good at reading code. Well, and I know for myself, I need to be good at reading code. Okay. AI coding agents, or like GitHub Copilot and various other tools, Cursor, Windsurf. There's a lot of tools out there that are really good at writing code, really good at boilerplate, I might add. Maybe even building a simple CRUD application. Like, for example, if you wanted to build a proof of concept for an idea, say an AI system, let's say you wanted to build a proof of concept, you might be able to sketch out those features very quickly with an AI coding agent. Why is it important to read code? Because you got to know whether or not the AI is hallucinating. This is immensely important. Being able to see, okay, is the AI doing something stupid right now? Is the AI doing something intelligent right now? There's one big caveat to being good at reading code. You have to be good at writing code. This is counterintuitive at first glance. At least I would think so. This thought came into my mind because, again, AI is taking over the industry. I had spoken to a friend who works at Microsoft, and he's like, yeah, we use AI all the time. And production systems that are being used at scale in Azure. Like the code that is written by an AI right now is in the cloud, and people are using it. But that's the thing. If it produced good output, fair enough. If you can go faster using it, fair enough. But here's the thing. You have to be good at reading the code. And the only way you get good at reading the code is writing code. I don't think there is a substitute for this. Many times people will look at a great work of art like Shakespeare and be confused. And I recall when I was in high school doing a lot of English literature, or even my short time in college. I did go to college. I didn't graduate. I was there. Nonetheless, when I was in college and I took English classes, much like when I was in high school, and I took English literature, like old English literature from like England. I had to read like Wives and Daughters. I actually love that book, by the way. I didn't understand the nuance of those very difficult texts that I was reading in high school and later in college. What I realized was my ability to understand what I was reading in high school was predicated on my ability to write. I learned to write at a very young age. I had an 8th grade teacher tell me that I had a knack for it and that I needed to work on it. And to this day, it keeps me going. It's something that I use in my workflow for notes and stuff. But this is a key factor of writing code. I'm going to try to relate this back. If you want to be a good writer, you have to learn if you want to understand the good books, you have to, in essence, become a writer. And the better you become at writing, the better you understand what you're reading. And it makes sense because that part of your brain that is able to output information related to a specific topic enables you to analyze whether or not somebody's good at something. And how can you criticize something you don't understand? Like when I started going to the gym, I had a coach. That coach told me, okay, you're doing something stupid. If you're doing a chest press, the way you're doing it, you're going to mess up your shoulder. And I was like, okay, I didn't know. But like I was doing a lot of weight because I'm a hunky boy and I can push a lot of weight. The nuances of the details was not immediately available until I had the coach telling me, and then further along the lines, I had gained experience. So after a year and a half of going to the gym and having really good coaches tell me and iterate on my experience, I started looking at other people in the gym and going, what are you guys doing? Because I was also self-editing too. Like I was watching YouTube videos, asking questions and stuff. I had a curious mind. that ability to do that same thing towards writing enabled me to become a good writer, which then helped me understand deep topics and deep books. And the same, I believe, is the case for writing and resultingly reading code. You need the prerequisite of writing good code. And an AI can help you, but it won't solve the problems for you. You have to be able to understand the principles deeply and even understands the nuances of the language that it can do certain things so that you can get the utmost out of it. Because at the end of the day, that's where your expertise is going to lie, in being the expert who knows the benefits from the drawbacks. So this brings me to my last point. There's going to be plenty of room for experts. Just because everybody relies on a calculator doesn't mean that there still aren't mathematicians. Just because there are AI coding agents doesn't mean that the expert engineers are going away anytime soon. You still need a human in that process. I really believe this ties back to what I said earlier. The ability for people to read and write good code will make you that expert. Because the more you can put out code, good code, then you're able to audit the AI. That wisdom, you start to get really good at aiming down the barrel and hitting the bullseye every time. So being an expert is not going to go away anytime soon until AGI, which I doubt that's happening anytime soon. So again, I just wanted to talk about some things that I've been learning. See if people like this style of video. Maybe it's cool. I mean, I think I'm cool. At least my girlfriend tells me that. So does my mom. Hi, Mom. I do wonder if they're lying to me. Nonetheless, you're cool for watching. If you stayed this long, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. Certainly not going to tell you to hit the notification bell. The like button. That's between you and your phone screen or the computer screen. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Please.